So X-Men 97 finally came out, and I gotta say, I thought that it was pretty good. See, over the years, I've had barely any interest in the shows that Marvel's released, but damn, when I saw that X-Men 97 was a straight continuation from the original animation series, I was pretty excited. I've only ever liked the X-Men comics and TV shows, because the movies are kinda questionable.
What the Sigma?
Now, during the announcement of the show, I saw a lot of people saying that the modernization of the show would ruin it, but honestly, I think it's the complete opposite. It looks relatively the same, just like with better graphics and sound. Everything looks good. You're not going to tell me you prefer this over this. There's just no way. Now, it is kind of odd because I find myself finding more things that I don't like about this show than what I do like, which is kind of weird because I like this show. By the way, this is a spoiler-filled review, so yeah, if you don't want spoilers, probably click off. So I figured we might as well start with what I didn't like. So I'd say my biggest pet peeve in shows and movies in general, when you have a good amount of time and you don't use it properly. I feel like there's a lot of episodes where Wolverine does absolutely nothing. The only time I really saw him on screen doing something beneficial for the X-Men in general was, I think, like episode 8, and then he dies, when there's also a lot of other characters like Cyclops who got a lot of screen time. I think Cyclops was in almost every single episode doing something important. I mean, I get it, there is a lot of characters and there's just not enough screen time for every single character, but you would think with Wolverine being one of the most notable characters in X-Men, you would think that he would be more important or at least more involved. Now, the one complaint that I wish they would change is the week-by-week format between episodes 1 through 5. There was not really a lot of things going on between then, and the week-to-week basis really wasn't a bad thing until we get to episode 5. Episode 5 is a staple in this season, and it's kind of hard to go week to week after seeing episode 5. I understand that there is a recap and everything, I get it, but a lot of the hype and pretty much everything is just gone until that next episode. Now, I will say the final 3 episodes really did go hand in hand. I didn't lose any hype at all going into those new episodes because they delivered like a lot. They were really good. Now, to talk about the biggest thing here, it was probably the ending. I understand it's a TV show, okay, and it's kind of weird judging this because I'm judging this like it's a movie, but obviously TV shows are working towards that next season and there's obviously going to be a cliffhanger or whatever, but I hate that the whole show built up to the final moment. Like throughout the entirety of season 1, it was just thing after thing, and then of course you get to that final episode and you want it to kind of conclude everything, and it doesn't. Nothing concludes except maybe a couple deaths. That's pretty much it, but that's really my main complaints. Besides that, I like the show. I think the show is really good. I absolutely loved the theme. I loved how it was rescored. I love how it was kind of rescored throughout a lot of fight scenes, and I absolutely loved it. It literally gave me chills. It was amazing. Also, I do like the character development of Jubilee. I think that's a pretty good thing about this season. Jubilee and Sunspot are by far fan favorite characters. They are very good together, and I think that them being in as many episodes as they were, I think that was fine. I'm glad they didn't really steal the spotlight, especially in the end. They had their moments, but they weren't necessarily in the spotlight for all of it, which was good. Also, I did like how Magneto is very crucial in this season. Growing up, I loved Magneto. He's one of my favorite comic book characters, and by far one of the best characters this season. His character development is amazing. I really like how he flip-flops between being a villain and a superhero like every other episode. It keeps the show fresh, and I do like the fake outs with a couple of the deaths. That was pretty cool. And still, by far, I do think that episode 5 is the best episode of a show that I've seen in a very long time. Well, yes, it was very sad, very emotional, but I really like how impactful it was, especially later on. It was just such a big emotional episode, and I think it was handled very well. And of course, you get to see the effects of it also. You get to see what that does to Magneto. You get to see what that does to everyone else. And I will admit, I still don't really understand everything that's going on with Cable or Nathan, whatever. I haven't watched the show since I was a kid. I really don't understand all of that. I guess I probably should have watched it beforehand, but I'm not watching 5 seasons of a show like that. So, but yeah, that was pretty good. And I really didn't know what the rating system was going to be for this episode. I was trying to figure out a new one, but I think out of 10 is the best one I could do. So yeah, X-Men 97 is an 8 out of 10.